Say the word Mexico, and most travelers picture Cancun, turquoise waves, white sands, and rows of all-inclusive resorts. But here's the truth. That's only the surface. Beyond the beaches lies a country of pyramids, aligned with the stars, colonial cities glowing with history, and traditions stretching back thousands of years. Today we're exploring Mexico beyond Cancun. Mexico's other side, Cancun, has dominated Mexico's global image for decades. It's the face on the postcard: beaches, cocktails, nightlife. But Mexico is a nation of more than 126 million people, with a story stretching across millennia. 35 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, more than 60 indigenous languages still spoken today, and civilizations that rose and fell long before Columbus ever set sail. To see Mexico only through Cancun is like skimming the cover of a novel without ever reading the story. The real Mexico is vast, layered, and endlessly fascinating. Let's step beyond the shoreline and dive into its deeper treasures. The ancient world, cities of stone and sky. Long before Cancun existed, Mexico was home to great civilizations: the Olmec, the Zapotec, the Maya, the Aztec. They built cities not just to live in, but to touch the heavens. In the Yucatan lies Chichen Itza, one of the new seven wonders of the world. Its pyramid, El Castillo, is a masterpiece of astronomy and architecture. During the spring and fall equinox, the setting sun casts a shadow down its steps that looks like a serpent slithering to earth. Thousands gather to witness it, a reminder that the Maya understood the cosmos with precision we still marvel at today. Near Mexico City, Teotihuacan stretches across the valley floor. Once one of the largest cities in the ancient world, it housed over 100,000 people at its height. The Pyramid of the Sun rises so tall, it dwarfs visitors climbing it. Walking the Avenue of the Dead, surrounded by ruins of temples and palaces, you feel as though you've stepped into another world. A city built for gods, not men. And in Monte Alban, high in the hills of Oaxaca, stone plazas and ball courts speak of the Zapotec civilization, where rituals tied earth to sky. Standing on those terraces, you see mountains stretch endlessly, and you realize these ancient cities were not lost. They're still alive, breathing through the stones. Colonial Mexico, cities of color and silver. The Spanish conquest transformed Mexico forever. Out of its brutality came something complex: colonial cities, where European architecture fused with indigenous traditions. Take San Miguel de Allende, its pink Gothic church rising above cobblestone streets. Once a hub on the silver trade, today it's a UNESCO World Heritage City alive with art and music. Lanterns glow at night, mariachis play in the plazas, and you feel history blending with modern creativity. In Guanajuato, brightly painted houses spill down hillsides like a river of color. The city's tunnels, carved for mining, now serve as roadways, giving Guanajuato a labyrinthine charm. Every October, it hosts the Cervantino Festival, one of the biggest cultural events in Latin America, where theater, music, and dance take over its streets. And then there's Oaxaca, where colonial churches stand beside indigenous markets. Here, Spanish Baroque facades meet Zapotec weavings and mezcal distilleries. Oaxaca feels like a place where every corner tells a story, and every story is told through food, art, and celebration. Indigenous traditions that endure Mexico isn't defined only by its past. Its indigenous cultures are alive, vibrant, and proudly carried into the present. In Oaxaca, the Guelaguetza Festival each July gathers communities from across the state. Dancers in vivid costumes spin across stages. Musicians play ancient rhythms, and offerings of food and gifts remind everyone of the meaning of Guelaguetza, mutual sharing. In Chiapas, the town of San Juan Chamula reveals a unique blend of Catholic and Mayan traditions. Step into its church and you'll see no pews, just pine needles scattered across the floor, candles flickering in the dark, and families chanting prayers in the Tzotzil language. Bottles of soda and chicken serve as offerings in rituals that feel both mysterious and deeply human. And across Mexico, from Yucatan's cenote ceremonies to the Nahua traditions of central Mexico, indigenous identity thrives. For visitors willing to look beyond Cancun, these traditions offer a glimpse into cultures that have survived conquest, colonization, and modernity, and continue to shape the nation today. Artistic Mexico, murals and icons. Mexico is an artistic powerhouse, its influence stretching far beyond its borders. In Mexico City, the Palacio de Bellas Artes dazzles visitors with murals by Diego Rivera, José Clemente Orozco, and David Alfaro Siqueiros. These weren't just paintings, they were political manifestos in color, telling stories of workers, revolution, and indigenous pride. Not far away in Coyoacán sits the Casa Azul, the blue house of Frida Kahlo. Walking through her rooms, you see her pain, her resilience, her politics etched in every canvas. Frida is now a global icon, but in Mexico, she is something more, a symbol of endurance, creativity, and the refusal to be silenced. Beyond the cities, Mexico's artistry thrives in its crafts. Puebla's Talavera pottery, Oaxaca's fantastical alebrijes, carved animals painted in dizzying colors, and Chiapas textiles woven with ancient patterns all remind us that art here isn't just in museums. It's in kitchens, markets, and homes. Mexico City, where past meets present. If Cancun is Mexico's playground, Mexico City is its heart. Home to more than 20 million people, it sits atop the ruins of Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital. Beneath its streets lie temples. Above them rise skyscrapers and museums. Stand in the Zócalo, one of the largest squares in the world, and you see centuries colliding. The Aztec Templo Mayor's ruins, the Spanish Metropolitan Cathedral, and the modern-day National Palace. Walk a few blocks, and you're in neighborhoods buzzing with taco stands, bookstores, and nightlife that rivals any global capital. Mexico City is also a culinary capital. From world-renowned restaurants like Pujol to late-night taco stalls serving al pastor dripping with pineapple juice, food here is democratic. It belongs to everyone. It's chaotic, it's vast, it's alive, and it's Mexico in its purest form. The cuisine. History on a plate. Few cuisines in the world are as celebrated as Mexico's. In fact, UNESCO has recognized Mexican cuisine as intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Each dish is a chapter of history. Mole from Oaxaca, a sauce that combines dozens of ingredients, chocolate, chili, spices, into a harmony that speaks of indigenous roots and colonial exchanges. Pozole, once a ceremonial dish of the Aztecs, still eaten today as comfort food. Tamales wrapped in banana leaves, each bite connecting you to traditions older than the Spanish conquest. And then there's the street food, the lotes, corn grilled and covered with lime cheese and chili. Tacos that range from carnitas in Michoacán to fish tacos in Baja. And churros, fried dough dipped in cinnamon sugar, served hot on bustling city corners. To eat in Mexico is to taste resilience, adaptation, and creativity. It's history, served daily. Festivals, Mexico's heartbeat. No exploration of Mexico is complete without its festivals. The most famous is Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. Each November, families build altars with marigolds, candles, and photos of their loved ones. Graves are decorated, sugar skulls line markets, and skeletons parade through streets. But it's not about mourning, it's about celebration. The message is clear. Death is not the end, but part of life's cycle. But Mexico pulses with countless other festivals. Independence Day in September with fireworks and the cry of Viva Mexico. Carnival in Veracruz bursting with dance and color. Holy Week processions in Taxco, solemn and moving. Each one tells a story of faith, joy, and resilience. Natural wonders beyond. Cancun. Cancun's beaches are stunning. Yes, but Mexico's landscapes go far beyond. In Yucatan, cenotes open like windows into the underworld, their crystal waters once sacred to the Maya. Swimming in one feels like slipping into myth. In Chiapas, the Sumidero Canyon rises with sheer cliffs taller than skyscrapers, its river winding like a silver ribbon below. In Baja California, gray whales migrate every year, bringing life and wonder to its seas. And in central Mexico, volcanoes like Popocatépetl remind visitors that this is a land shaped by fire. Mexico's beauty is not just coastal, it's mountains, deserts, jungles, and everything in between. So what happens when you look beyond Cancun? You find a Mexico that is richer, deeper, and far more surprising than the brochures suggest. You climb pyramids where the sun and stars align. You walk cobblestone streets glowing with colonial charm. You listen to indigenous languages spoken with pride. You stand before murals that changed art forever. You eat food that carries centuries of history in a single bite. Cancun is Mexico's surface, but beyond it lies a nation of treasures, cultural, historical, and human, waiting for anyone willing to explore. So, which side of Mexico would you choose? The Cancun of cocktails and waves, or the Mexico of pyramids, plazas, and festivals? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you love discovering the hidden sides of the world,